So why agile? When I say why agile, see, every project has different dynamics. So when every project has different dynamics, we cannot have the same approach to follow the same approach in all the projects. So when I say when each projects have different dynamics, we can say projects can be divided or segregated as definable work and undefinable or high uncertainty work. See, what is a definable work project? See, when you know this is your project scope, when you know this is what you're going to do, this is how you can do, then those are definable project works. For example, manufacturing of a car, electric appliances, or anything which is very familiar, right? Then that is a definable work project. Then in that case, you can follow a predictive project management. So what is predictive project management? I know most of you are aware of agile methodologies to a certain extent. This may be an overview to brush up your understanding, and there may be small things which may be new to you. That is one. And the Q&A would be the highlight. The quiz would be the highlight of today's session. This is about definable work and about the high uncertainty work, which means it is exposed to lots of changes, complexity, and risk. See, just imagine you are going to build a new product. Here I've given few examples of developing a new software system, even like doctors or lawyers, where it is more of knowledge work, right? See, let's take you are building a banking system, a net banking system for a bank. They may not be able to define A to Z what exactly is required. The requirements may get enhanced as the days goes by, or they get clarity as the project progresses. And there may be like technological complexity, and because of that there is a risk factor where you are going to come out with a requirement, and then due to the technological dynamics there may be a change in the requirement. If you're not going to have an adaptable project management, you may tend to produce a product which is not going to add value to the customer. So in that case, you will go for an agile method. Okay, so as of now, understand the project can be segregated as definable work and high uncertainty work. Now, when we're going to talk about project life cycle, there are 4 types of life cycles: predictive life cycle, iterative life cycle, incremental life cycle, and agile life cycle. Let me, as I said, this is just going to be an overview, so I may quickly go into this. Based on these points, if you have any questions, you can come back to me. Okay, so predictive life cycle is we saw, right, the definable work. When the scope, everything is very clear, then you will go for the predictive life cycle, where what does it mean? You come out with a complete plan at the beginning of the project. What you're going to build, how you're going to build, in what timelines you're going to build, what is the budget, what, how, when. The answer for all these questions are defined at the beginning of the project, and you're going to build as per that. Just imagine you're building a car. You know, this is the specification, this is the car you're going to build, and you know this is the mechanism behind it, and this is how you're going to do, right? So when you know all these things, then you're going to carry out the work as per your plan. This is predictive life cycle. There can be changes here and there, but it is not going to be a different, it is not going to change the project altogether, right? So this is predictive life cycle. But when it is a high uncertainty project, then you may go for any of these. Let me quickly say what are these. Iterative life cycle. See, by the word iterative is what changes, frequent changes, right? So in an iterative life cycle, you will build the product, or feature. You may not complete the entire feature. You may be halfway, 3/4, or you are still in work in progress. You get the inputs from the customer of whatever you have built, and then accordingly you're going to make changes. See, let us take again the net banking system. Let's take one of the feature as make payment and receive payment. So this facility you're going to build, You may be halfway, 1/4 way, or it may be in work in progress. Whatever you've built, now you're going to discuss with your customer saying that, see, this is what we have built and this is the path. This way, if we go, we are going to complete this feature of make payment and receive payment. Then the customer will give the feedback saying, though, no, can you change this front page to blue color, red color, yellow color, or these fields we want. So there can be some changes which the customer is going to come back again and again. We are going to get the feedback from the customer frequently and then make changes accordingly. So we keep enhancing, make changes based on the customer inputs. And finally, we are going to complete the feature, right? So this is iterative life cycle. You make changes to the features and functions. Then incremental life cycle. That is, incremental is what? Adding one after the other, right? Increments. This one, you are going to build a feature after the feature. So every short intervals, you will be building one feature or a group of features or multiple features. Let us take the same net banking system. So in the first 2 weeks or 4 weeks, you will be building make payment and receive payment as a couple of features and give it to the customer. Customer is going to use it. And in the next cycle, or rather the short interval, you would be building where customer should be able to check bank balance and download bank statement. That would be built in the next cycle, which is like 4 weeks. So you're going to build feature after the feature. This is called as incremental life cycle. Got it? Agile life cycle is a combination of iterative and incremental. That is, you make changes to the features. At the same time, you are going to build one feature after the other, right? At a high level, if you understand, great.